Welcome back to the channel. Today we got Tyler Herro, Bam Adebayo news once again, right? So, one of the most surprising stories of the offseason, the physical altercation between Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo, right? So for years, these two looked like they were going to be the future of the Miami Heat, right? They went to the finals together. They survived playoff runs together. They were viewed as the franchise's foundation after Jimmy Butler left, right? Now they're making headlines for the completely wrong reasons. So what actually happened? How did one of the league's longest tenured duos end up throwing punches? What does this tell us about Miami? What's really going on behind the scenes? So let's just break it all down, right? And so, the incident. According to multiple reports, the confrontation happened during the NBA Summer League in Las Vegas. Tyler Herro was at a practice court coaching his AAU team when Bam Adebayo approached him. After a verbal exchange, Adebayo reportedly threw punches, and it hit Tyler Herro in the head area. Security and others quickly stepped in, broke it up before it escalated any further, right? And both players left without further incident. No police were involved, and neither organization has announced any disciplinary actions. And so obviously this wasn't some random disagreement, right? You don't go from 7 years together of playing on the same team to fighting in public unless there's a lot of frustration that's been building underneath the surface, right? Obviously. So what did they go wrong? The timing is important. The Miami Heat completely changed direction this offseason. The blockbuster Giannis Antetokounmpo trade that sent Tyler Herro to the Milwaukee Bucks while Bam remained the centerpiece in Miami, right? And so for the first time in years, they weren't teammates anymore. Once players are no longer in the same locker room, sometimes things that stayed private suddenly become public. And reports suggest that the tension centered around comments Herro allegedly made criticizing Bam after the trade, including leaked messages and social media activity questioning aspects of Bam's game, right? Those reports have been widely circulated, although not every detail has been independently confirmed, right? And so were there any signs before? Looking back, there actually might have been signs, right? Over the last couple seasons, there was always debate about whose team Miami really was. Was it Tyler Herro's offense or Bam's leadership? Herro wanted the ball. There's no secret about that, right? Bam wanted the offense flowing through him more consistently. Those aren't necessarily conflicting goals until winning becomes difficult, right? When a team starts losing every missed shot, every turnover, every coach's decision, every contract, everything gets magnified. And eventually frustrations start to show. And so from the basketball side, right? From a basketball standpoint, Herro and Bam actually complemented each other really well. Herro stretched offenses. He could score from all three levels. He created offense late in games. Meanwhile, Bam handled nearly everything else, right? The defense, the rebounding, switching onto guards, passing from the high post, setting the screens, doing the dirty work that rarely shows up in the box score. And that's why Miami was able to make multiple deep playoff runs with them as foundational pieces. But the reality is basketball chemistry doesn't always equal personal chemistry, right? After the incident, Tyler Herro publicly downplayed the situation. He emphasized that he's focused on his new opportunity with the Milwaukee Bucks and wants to move forward rather than continue talking about the altercation. And that's probably the smartest move. You're joining a new organization. The last thing you need is to keep fueling headlines about your former team. What about Bam? Bam hasn't publicly addressed the incident in detail. Miami also declined comments. From Bam's perspective, if the reported motivation is accurate, he may have felt personally disrespected by criticism after the years of building the franchise together, right? So that doesn't justify violence. We know that. But it helps explain why emotions may have boiled over at that point. And so just thinking about what this means for Miami now, right? The bigger story isn't really the punch. It's what the punch represents. For years, people believed that Miami's young core was completely united, right? Now it appears that there were deeper frustrations that simply weren't visible to everyone while they wore the same jersey, right? It also shows just how emotional NBA relationships can become. So these aren't co-workers, they're supposed to be brothers, right? They spend almost every day together for years and years and years. They battle through playoff runs, travel constantly, celebrate wins, suffer losses. And when those relationships break down, sometimes the fallout becomes very public, right? And so for the Bucks, this probably changes very little, right? They're betting on Tyler Herro because of his offense, his scoring ability, right? Not because of his ability to fight, right? If anything, this will this benefits them because it'll motivate Tyler Herro, right? Athletes often play their best basketball when they have felt they have something to prove, and now Herro has plenty of motivation. But at the end of the day, this is disappointing to see. These were two players who helped define an era of Miami Heat basketball, and instead of remembering them as longtime teammates, people are now talking about this fight in Las Vegas, right? Hopefully, this becomes nothing more than an unfortunate off-season headline, because basketball is always better when rivalries stay on the court. And who knows? If Milwaukee and Miami meet in the playoffs next season, you can guarantee every possession between Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo is going to have a little extra intensity. And those matchups just become, must-watch television, which is good for the fans, right? And so if you enjoyed this kind of breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments who was in the wrong. Was it Tyler Herro, Bam Adebayo, or maybe both of them, right?